Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Friday workout. We do some upper body strength work followed by some conditioning and hypertrophy work for the upper body. So we're talking tone, sculpt, build all those muscles in the arms and the shoulders as well as the chest, okay? 3 rounds through for the warm-up, row, bike, or ski, 12 calories. Then we're gonna do this Spider-Man stretch where I'm reaching my elbow for the ground and then vertical reach. So that's 2 hands to the sky. When I finish 5 reps of that on each side, then we'll go all the way to the ground for a scorpion stretch. So rotating around, trying to touch my heel to my hand on the opposite side. And then a 15-second seal press. I'm just relaxing my abs and stretching my hips out, stretching my low back out. And then I want you to find your set of rings, and wherever they're at, I want you to get into the ring dip bottom position. So that means my elbows are all the way bent, my shoulders are below my elbows, and then from this position, then you can start working on pulling your heels off the ground, pulling 1 foot off the ground, pulling 2 feet off the ground, but hold a tension bottom position for 20 seconds at the ring dip, 15 seconds at the ring dip bottom. All right, next we're going to bench press warm-up sets. Bench press is relatively low reps, so we're going 5s, 4s, and 3s today, but they are pause bench press, right? So this is our tempo work, and you will spend more time under the bar because of that, so the weights are lighter because of that, right? Our percentages are not quite as heavy, but I still want you to go to a challenging load and make sure you're using spotters because the pause can completely change the feel of the movement, okay? So I set my grip, arms straight to start off with, all the way down, dead pause, heartbeat, and drive back up. Now what I'm not doing is just like totally relaxing, right? Taking my arms off the bar, like not being engaged and then trying to press back up. I wanna maintain tension in my chest and my arms at the bottom while I'm touching my chest and then drive back up until my elbows are straight, okay? And that is our bench press. That's our strength work for today. There's no supersets, so you can focus on spotting your partners today. The percentages for 3 reps, I would normally be up at 90%. We're backing off 10% to allow that pause to happen. If you need to back off further because you can't get the bar up without that bounce, not only should that indicate to you, hey, I need to work on this sticking point strength and not rely on the bounce off my chest so much, but also make sure that you do back off on the percentages so that you can get the lifts done correctly. For today, it will be better to do a lighter weight, holding that pause position, maintaining tension and working through the sticking point as opposed to going heavier and needing a spot or needing a bounce off your chest, okay? So just different intents for different purposes, and all of them go together to build the overall athletic picture that we're looking for, okay? Bench ring dip lunge is the workout. It is a countdown starting at 10, and it is a workout for time. We'll have 135 pounds for the guys, 95 pounds for the ladies. Is meant to be a conditioning load in the 50 to 60% of your 1 rep max bench press range. So use 50 to 60%, whatever that is for you. If you want to say like my competition weight or whatever, it's 135.95, all right? That is just to indicate I want you to be able to do all 10 reps on that first set without stopping. Bench press is the first exercise. Plate overhead lunges is the next exercise. So I've got my weight plate held over my head with my arms as straight as I can get them. And now I'm doing, it's 10 per leg, right? So whatever your number you're on, you're doing that many per leg with my plate in the overhead position. And the last thing is Matador dips, right? Matador dips is prescribed. If you would like to do Coach's Challenge, ring dips are more challenging because there's less stability. So on the Matador, same position as the ring dip, but my shoulders below my elbows, and then I'm pressing up and locking out my arms. And use your feet on the ground in order to soften that bottom position if you need to. Obviously the most challenging is nothing touching the ground. A little bit less challenging is 1 foot on the ground. And the easiest version is with both feet on the ground. And you have to kind of modulate how much pressure you put under the ground to make sure you're not making it too easy on your arms and your chest, okay? And that's the workout. So I do a set of 10 on each, set of 9 on each, 8 on each, et cetera, until I do 1 bench press, 1 lunge left, 1 lunge right, 1 Matador dip, and then I'm done. Okay, there is some extra credit, upper body extra credit for today. This shoulders and arms. So dumbbell chest fly is the first one, and these will all be moderate load exercises, not crazy heavy, right? But I'm reaching apart as far as I can, getting my arms in line with my chest, and then squeezing and touching those dumbbells together. This is for the pecs. Then I'll sit up, and we're doing a set of 15 seated dumbbell curls. So try really hard not to use momentum on these. I know when you're standing, it's a little bit easier to use momentum. When you're sitting, it robs you of the ability to use your hips as much. So a lot of times we'll see people doing this like almost like a kipping curl, right? Try to keep your shoulders in the same spot. Use the biceps for this and not the momentum. Next, we'll go into a straight bar upright row. And you do not need much weight for this at all to get a really good effect on your delts, right? We're just pulling straight up in front of your body. Don't hit your chin or your teeth on this as you're pulling it up. And don't try to hold it in that top position and think always have my elbows higher than my hands, all right? Last one is a dumbbell lateral raise. You can also do this from the seated position. We're going from dumbbells at my waist and reaching out to the side with them. And I'm thinking about like I'm pouring out a cup of water the whole time. So my pinkies are higher than my thumbs on both sides as I raise those arms up as high as I can get them to the outside, all right? And that is our extra credit upper body segment. You can feel free to mix and match that. I would imagine if you go heavy on the bench press and you go relatively challenging weights on the Metcon, that you might not have time for the extra credit. So just manage your time a little bit and think about what you want to get. The Metcon is definitely for your intensity and your cardio, right? As well as some upper body volume work, whereas the extra credit will be not quite as high intensity. It will be more toning work for the arms and shoulders. You will still get your heart rate up. You will still feel a little bit of that intensity effect, but it is not as much pressure as the bench press, ring dip, and lunge workout, okay? All right, that's it for this Friday. I hope you guys have a great one, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on Saturday.